Hey guys, we'll read a little bit more and wonder, still from Summer's point of view. So, all right, let's see what happens in our book. This one's called The Egyptian Tomb. Over the next month, August and I hung out a lot after school, either at his house or my house. August's parents even invited Mom and me over for dinner a couple of times. I overheard them talking about fixing Mom up on a blind date with August's Uncle Ben. On the day of the Egyptian Museum exhibit, we were all really excited and kind of giddy. It had snowed the day before, not as much as it had snowed over the Thanksgiving break, but still, snow was snow. We knew what that was like, right? On the day, the gym was turned into a giant museum with everyone's Egyptian artifact displayed on the table with a little caption card explaining what the thing was. Most of the artifacts were really great, but I have to say, I really think mine and August were the best. My sculpture of Anubis looked pretty real, and I had even used real gold paint on it. And August had made his step pyramid out of sugar cubes. It was 2 feet high and 2 feet long, and he had spray painted the cubes with this kind of fake sand paint or something. It looked so awesome. We all dressed up in Egyptian costumes. Some of the kids were Indiana Jones type of archaeologists. Some of them dressed up like pharaohs. August and I dressed up like mummies. Our faces were covered except with for two little holes for the eyes and one little hole for the mouth. When the parents showed up, they all lined up in the hallway in front of the gym. Then we were told we could get our parents, and each kid got to take his or her parent on a flashlight tour of the dark gym. August and I took our moms around together. We stopped at each exhibit, explaining what it was, talking in whispers, answering questions. Since it was dark, we used our flashlights to illuminate the artifacts while we were talking. Sometimes, for dramatic effect, we would hold the flashlights under our chins while we were explaining something in detail. It was so much fun, hearing all these whispers in the dark, seeing all the lights zigzagging around the dark room. At one point, I went over to get a drink from the water fountain. I had to take the mummy wrap off of my face. Hey, Summer, said Jack, who came over to talk to me. He was dressed like the man from Mummy. Cool costume. Thanks. Is the other mummy August? Yeah. Hey, do you know why August is mad at me? Uh huh. I nodded. Can you tell me? Nope. He nodded. He seemed bummed. I told him I wouldn't tell you, I explained. It's so weird, he said. I have no idea why he's still mad at me. Can you at least give me a hint? I looked over to where August was across the room talking to our moms. I wasn't about to break my solid oath that I wouldn't tell anyone about what he had overheard at Halloween, but I felt bad for Jack. Bleeding scream, I whispered in his ear, then I walked away. Okay, so that finishes up Summer's point of view. Now it's Jack. So part four is about Jack Will. And this says, now here is my secret. It is very simple. It is only with one's heart that one can see clearly. What is essential is invisible to the eye. That was a quote from somebody named Antoine de Saint-Exupéry from The Little Prince. So this next one is Jack, remember. So this is called The Call. So in August, my parents got this call from Mr. Tushman, the middle school director. And my mom said, maybe he calls all the new kids to welcome them, my dad said. That's a lot of kids he'd be calling. So my mom called him back, and I could hear him talking to Mr. Tushman over the phone. This is exactly what she said. Oh, hi, Mr. Tushman. This is Amanda Will, returning your call. Pause. Oh, thank you. That's so nice of you to say. He is looking forward to it, too. Pause. Yes. Pause. Yeah. Pause. Oh, sure. Long pause. Oh. Uh-huh. Pause. Well, that's so nice of you to say. Pause. Sure. Oh. Wow. Oh. Super long pause. I see, of course. I'm sure he will. Let me write it down. Got it. I'll call you after I have a chance to talk to him, okay? Pause. No, thank you for thinking of him. Bye. And when she hung up, I was like, what's up? What did he say? My mom said, well, It's actually very flattering, but kind of sad too. See, there's this boy who's starting middle school this year, and he's never been in a real school environment because he was homeschooled. So, Mr. Tushman talked to some of the lower school teachers to find out who they thought were some of the really, really great kids coming into fifth grade. And the teachers must have told him you were an exceptionally or especially nice kid, which I already knew, of course. And so Mr. Tushman is wondering if he could count on you to sort of shepherd this new boy around a bit. Like let him hang out with me, I said. Exactly, said Mom. He called it being a welcome buddy. But why me? I told you, your teachers told Mr. Tushman that you were the kind of kid who's known for being a good egg. I mean, I'm so proud that they think so highly of you. Why is it so sad? What do you mean? You said it was flattering but kind of sad too. Oh, Mom nodded. Well, apparently this boy has some sort of, I guess there's something wrong with his face or something like that. Not sure. Maybe he was in an accident. Mr. Tushman said he explained a bit more when you come to school next week. School doesn't start till September. He wants you to meet this kid before school starts. Do I have to? Mom looked a bit surprised. Well, of course not, she said, but it would be a nice thing to do, Jack. If I don't have to do it, I said, I don't want to do it. Can you at least think about it? I'm thinking about it, and I don't want to do it. Well, I'm not going to force you, she said, but at least think about it more, okay? I'm not calling Mr. Tushman back until tomorrow, so just sit with it a bit. I mean, Jack, really, I don't think it's that much to ask for that you spend a little extra time with some new kid. It's not just some new kid, Mom, I answered. He's deformed. That is a terrible thing to say, Jack. He is, Mom. You don't even know who it is. Yeah, I do, I said, because I knew the second she started talking about him that it was this kid named August. Reading one more little section. This next one's called Carvel. I remember seeing him for the first time in front of the Carvel on Amesfort Avenue when I was about 5 or 6. Me and Veronica, my babysitter, were sitting on the bench outside the store with Jamie, my baby brother, who was sitting in his stroller facing us. I guess I was busy eating my ice cream cone because I didn't even notice the other people who sat down next to us. Then, at one point, I turned my head to suck the ice cream out of the bottom of my cone, and that's when I saw him, August. He was sitting right next to me. I know it wasn't cool, but I kind of went, ugh, when I saw him because I honestly got scared. I thought he was wearing a zombie mask or something. It was kind of, when you say you're watching a scary movie and the bad guy jumps out of the bushes. Anyway, I knew it wasn't nice of me to do that. And though the kid didn't hear me, I know his sister did. Jack, we have to go, said Veronica. She had gotten up and was turning the stroller around because Janie, who had obviously just noticed the kid too, was about to say something embarrassing. So I jumped up kind of suddenly, like a bee had landed on me, and followed Veronica as she zoomed away. I could hear the kid's mom saying softly to us, Okay, guys, I think it's time to go. And I turned around to look at them one more time. The kid was licking his ice cream cone. The mom was picking up his scooter, and the sister was glaring at me like she was going to kill me. I looked away quickly. Veronica, what was wrong with that kid? I whispered. Hush, boy, she said, her voice angry. I love Veronica, but she got mad. But when she got mad, she got mad. Meanwhile, Jamie was practically spilling out of his stroller to try to get another look as Veronica pushed him away. But Veronica, said Jamie, you boys are very naughty, said Veronica as soon as we were farther down the block, staring like that. I didn't mean to, I said. Veronica, said Jamie. Us leaving like that? Veronica was muttering. Oh, Lord, that poor lady. I tell you, boys, every day we should thank the good Lord for our blessings. You hear me? Veronica, what is it, Jamie? Is it Halloween? No, Jamie. Then why was that boy wearing a mask? Veronica didn't answer. Sometimes when she was mad about something, she would just do that. He wasn't wearing a mask, I explained to Jamie. Hush, Jack, said Veronica. Why are you so mad, Veronica? I couldn't help asking. I thought this would make her angrier, but actually she shook her head. It was bad how we did that, she said. Just getting up like that, like we had just seen the devil or something. I was scared for what Jamie was going to say. I didn't want him to say anything that would hurt that little boy's feelings. But it was very bad. Us leaving like that, the mom knew what was going on. But we didn't mean it, I answered. Jack, sometimes you don't have to mean to hurt someone. You understand? That was the first time I ever saw August in the neighborhood. at least that I remember. But I've seen him around ever since then. A couple of times in the playground, a few times in the park. He used to wear an astronaut helmet sometimes, but I always knew it was him underneath the helmet. All the kids in the neighborhood knew it was him. Everyone had seen August at some point or another. We all knew his name, though he didn't know ours. And whenever I'd see him, I'd try to remember what Veronica had said. But it's hard. It's hard not to sneak a second look. It's hard not to act normal when you see him. So that's from Jack's point of view. We'll read a little bit more next time. So I hope you guys are enjoying this as much as I'm reading it, and we'll do more later. All right, thanks, guys.